don't think people realize how hard being a stay-at-home mom is. I don't think people realize at all. Do you think that we wanted to stay home with our kids? Do you think we wanted to give up our life? Yeah, I know. I opened my legs, okay? 22 years old with 3 kids. Got it. Great. Thank you. Do you think this job is easy 24/7, no breaks, barely adult interaction? You're talking to kids all day long. Because I don't think people understand this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Dedicating your life to kids. Losing yourself more than once. Trying to be the best mom you can be. Have the people around that you think are going to be good for your kids. But I'm broke because I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't have a real job. But I'm a brokey. I don't think people understand how hard it is. At all. And I don't think stay-at-home moms get enough credit. It is BS. It is BS. No one, and I mean no one, should be treated like less than. Because I'm staying home, raising my kids, teaching my kids. I'm not less than a working mom or a working individual. I'm the same. Because try to be a stay-at-home mom for a day or a week, and you tell me how it goes. Because it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
All right, so we got a couple different ways that we can mine this out. The first thing is y'all gotta get off the internet. Like, your friends are not on the internet. You're basically a content creator, and if you are gonna be on, just consume the content. Don't go on here and think that just because you talk about how hard life is that everybody is going to agree with you, because most people are not going to agree with you. Of course you're going to get some people in the audience that do agree with you, but for whatever reason, you getting criticized on the internet it should be expected. Like, you getting all your panties in a bunch because people saying that being a stay-at-home mom is not hard or whatever, or they start calling you brokey. That's just what the internet do. So, if y'all want to make your friends the people that are digitally in this app, then this is what you can expect, because everybody is not going to agree with you. That's number one. Number two, you got to go outside. You got to go outside, and you cannot be doing this in front of the kids, because I heard the kids in the background making noises or whatever. And so if this is what she doing, if she melting down in front of the kids, it will be hard for me to believe that at some point she's not taking this out on the kids. Honestly, and I'm not talking about she's doing anything physically to the kids or whatever, but, to show this in front of the children is one of the reasons why children then grow up with drama. I'll say this. I was very, very blessed to be in the golden era of working from home, and also the career field that I originally selected, which was software engineering, allowed for me to see a lot of things. And also, I will say this. The reason why I'm qualified to speak on this subject is because my wife hasn't worked in over 17 years. My daughter is 17 years old as of this month, literally just about a week ago. And, I've been very, very blessed to watch her grow up, to see how her mother interacted. And also, I have a family that is very close knit, and that women don't work once they get pregnant. Okay, so everybody is basically required by our family tradition and our standards that we set as men to be stay-at-home mothers if you choose to have a child. You chose to have 3 children. You had the first one and you said, you know what, let's go it again. Had the second one and apparently said, you know what, let's go it again. You are also blessed to be able to watch your children grow up and not in the hands of a daycare or a sitter in which they are inputting into that child what they think makes sense and what they've been indoctrinated to believe. And so it is a blessing. And that's one of the reasons why it's important for us to have traditional roles in which women stay home and raise their children versus them trying to compete in the workforce and putting them in daycare because they're selfish or they care more about how they feel. This is the real reason why marriage is important, why it takes two people to be able to raise a family, right? We have traditional roles and it was successful for a reason. I will say this before I deep dive a little bit more, that I don't think that you're less than because you are a stay-at-home mom. So stop listening to people that don't care anything about you telling you what you are. I believe that stay-at-home mothers are much more valuable than women that are out here working, women that are out here grinding, women that are out here, if you have children, right? Because I am also all for people choosing not to have children. So that's a completely different conversation. But women that have children that still choose to work and want to put their kids in daycare and stuff, I think that stay-at-home mothers are the cream of the crop. Now, that doesn't mean that you are right in your assessment and how it is that she's spewing this nonsense. And I will put a link back to her profile in the description because I always like to give credit to the content creators regardless of whether I agree with them or not. But I remember, and the reason that I said that I was very blessed to be able to watch some things when my daughter was young and being a software engineer and all of that, and pretty much being able to work from home. But I was out the house a lot, but I still worked from home a lot just to be able to see her grow up. And I was able to play a huge role in her life. The thing about it was that Rita loved being a stay-at-home mother. My mom loved being a stay-at-home mother. My grandmother loved being a stay-at-home mother. And when given the option to be able to go back to work, even when my daughter was old enough to go to school full time, she was like, skip that. I'd rather be going to parent teacher conferences. And I remember one of the things that they used to do, because we have a really close, tight knit family and friends group, is she spent more time with other women that had children. They would go out to the park, take the kids to the park. I remember, taking the kids to, what is it, Great Wolf Lodge and all of that, and Kalahari and all of these other things. And there's so many pictures and videos and so many memories that was created. And the kids would go to Taekwondo together. That's how Leslie wound up getting into Taekwondo, my daughter. And they would spend a whole lot of time going out and doing stuff. And most of the time it was free. And then they would have lunch dates and taking the kids to the mall and stuff like that. So you don't have to be alone. You got to go outside. And as my homegirl Molly would say, touch grass. Got to go outside, touch grass, see what's going on out here. And, it's more than just what you feel. A lot of times people spend too much time just sitting around doing nothing, alone with their thoughts. And then after a while, they start getting stir crazy and they let the internet start bothering them. But, I would also say that, and maybe it's just because I had one kid and I was very intentional that I was only going to have one kid and put everything into that kid. Um, I would stay and take care of my daughter, and a lot of times I would let her go out and with her friends and all of that, or, you know, whatever, right? And I loved, changing diapers and all of that stuff. I loved playing with my daughter. She was so easy and chill and having a good time, and then we take her to the park where I remember, I would take her to work with me sometimes. And I have videos on this channel of me taking my daughter to work. Actually, I think I might have privated that video for the protection of my daughter. But the point is just that it was a very fun time and it was a very enjoyable thing. And I think that the best thing for children is to be raised in a household where, they have traditional standards so that they can grow up in the admonition of their father and their mother and God versus the world. And, we was very involved in church and all of that stuff. And so I don't know. I just kind of look at it and see it differently. I see stay-at-home mothers and I have so much more respect and value for what they do when they are participatory in their children's life. And you have to take responsibility. So listen, if you're gonna melt down by yourself or melt down in front of your husband. Don't do it in front of the kids. Don't do it on the internet. Because then we're gonna be reacting to it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have nothing negative to say about it. I'm more solutions based, and I want to go more into solutions based or oriented type of content. So I actually, am giving y'all. Sometimes it's a harsh truth, but it's the truth nevertheless. But I think that stay-at-home mothers are absolutely awesome. I got a lot of respect for them, and I love the fact that they look forward to. I know women that wanted to have more children because they did not want to have to go out there. And you can also find purpose, right? You can do stuff online as far as trying to look for jobs or take classes or go to school and all of this other stuff. But again, I just think that it's the mindset. When people want to be negative, or when people want to be under duress a lot of times, and they will find a way to do that, and then they'll sit there and cry and think that we're supposed to feel good about their decisions. Show decision. Don't have nothing to do with us. I want to know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, teach Henley 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think.